The Italian Renaissance, and particularly the High Renaissance, is building up to a culmination. And the goal was to take early or ancient Greek and ancient Roman thoughts, Plato, Cicero, different philosophers and architectural persons, people, and bring in humanism and the glory of the human body and the intelligence that God gave everyone and the beauty that you are just the way you're supposed to be. Okay? And love that and accept that. And what happens with this is we're leading this, but consider it like a big boat. And Italy's doing paintings like the Sermone Martini, Assini's artist. And then they have this idea, and they're going to try to turn this boat to go a new direction. And it really takes 200 years for Italy to go. I'm not giving up my brushes. Italy to go a new direction. And they finally are doing the full-blown out humanism, that the brain is intelligent, use it to its fullest, study nature, study science, study math, study everything, learn to do it, study figurative drawing, study nature, do everything at the highest, be observant. And you have the Holy Trinity of art. Leonardo first, Raphael second, and I put him second because he dies before Michelangelo, and then Michelangelo. And they take art to such a high level that the next period, called Mannerism, I think basically throws in the towel and says, we're not going to do it at this level. No one's doing a sculpture like Michelangelo's Pietà and the David. I'm not even going to try. We need to do something else. I don't even want to say that's been done before, because that's been done before and nobody's doing it like that again. The Raphael is stunning. The piece I want to show you. It is truly beautiful. And it's out of the blue. We're in Washington, D.C. and we're filming, and my nephew said, hey, let's just do some sound checks. And we're going through paintings. And I'd never looked at any of these paintings. And there were 3 Raphaels right in a row in one painting. The first one looked like egg tempera, like the previous 20 rooms. The next one, I'm starting to see egg tempera, I'm seeing glazing, and I'm starting to see oil paint and finding some edges, sort of, here and there. And then the masterpiece. And I'm like, where did this come from? Okay, the next question is what came from this? Okay, this comes from Leonardo da Vinci's sfumato. Got it, okay? But what comes from that? Well, Rembrandt makes these I'm going to use the brushes like they did something about it. Rembrandt makes these jiggly marks on a face so no line is the same too long, and it looks more realistic. And he's dragging dry paint and scumbling. I hope there's no paint on any of these brushes. And he's dragging paint and he's scumbling, and it's broken edges, and every crease is broken like an old rickety old person walking like me. Okay, and that's just, we've learned that. Daniel Green brings it to our attention in the portrait world, and we get it. Okay? Do you know, when I make a mark, I have different fan brushes. I have synthetic fan brushes. Well, I only use in pastel and charcoal. But I don't often use a sable fan, but I also have a bristle fan. You know, they do different things. This rosemary fan, that's softer than the regular bristle fans that I use from different companies like Signat. They're not the same. I live with this one. I do it all day long. Now, don't go by the color green. This company is non-existent anymore. But any Signat bristle number 3 fan brush. If the fan brush is a 4, it's too long, too big. If it's a 3, it's too short, it's too stiff. But Rosemary makes a fan brush called the Rosemary Series 2055, number 2, that is really soft. And I love it. But I use it later in my painting only certain times. Okay. And then the sable fan brush used to be a lot later in the painting when it needed to be real soft. And it was changed for the mop brushes. So when I use the different mop brushes out on the market, I'm not giving up the other brushes. I'm going to just struggle with this mess. Okay, so there are various types of mop brushes that I use. And I thought we should play with these brushes and just use mine, you know, in case you don't have them. I'm still not giving up the brushes I'm not talking about. Okay, so there are various mop brushes. And you know what's really strange? Because I'm a huge rosemary fan. If you want the world's best brushes, just buy rosemary. The top portrait painters in the world do, and so do I. And I'm telling you, it's just on another playing field. All of her brushes are made by the top people. She works with them. And then I haven't played with the Mundi mop, famous living artist. And there are a lot of people in my class love them. So out of insecurity, I bought them. The synthetic mop would be a really soft mop. And this is a rosemary also. And it's just, you know, so it's like a feathering. And I really want to play with this quite a bit. And I think this might work as well. But oddly enough, with all the mop brushes on the market, the Silver Company Mop 5518S number 10 is my favorite for a mop brush. So the bristle brush leaves marks behind, even though it's super soft. It makes the Rembrandt mark. It's cross-hatching, making a Rembrandt mark. The key word is cross-hatching. This softens without the Rembrandt mark. This is more like Leonardo's sfumato. Close enough. This is more like Rembrandt. And there's a little difference on when you use them. Okay, so they're not the same. So right now I'm really using, out of all those brushes, these three. The rosemary, my regular that all of you have, all of you Southern thing, and the silver. And they go in order, kind of like this. Coarse, kind of coarse, to soft.